Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Homies Podcast, man. And y'all already know who I am. I'm your host, Ellis. And today with me, I got my compadre, my partner in crime, and the director of this motherfucker, my man, Diamond Banks. What up with you, bro?
What up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? As y'all can see, we are talking about something a little serious, but got
Keeping it
that
black
bad
as
boy
fuck with the
down. You know
fro,
what I'm
you feel
saying? I
me?
just want to let y'all know I am standing. But yeah, how's everybody doing? Just want to appreciate y'all for listening to us, coming out and viewing us wherever y'all might be.
I appreciate it. And thank y'all again, man, for coming and dropping in with us for another week. I know everything's been crazy and hectic out there. And before we do get started, man, I just want to for sure give our condolences and love, man, to anybody out there in this country or anywhere, man, that's lost their life to police brutality. And this what this show is going to be dedicated to is talking about some of these issues that's going on right now. Like I said, with this fuck ass police brutality, man. Like I'm 31 years old, bro, and I'm just tired of talking about this shit. And it's been going on my whole fucking life, and way before my ass was even born. So it's just some stuff we just wanted to touch on today, man. So we gonna jump right into it. Um, First off, man, how you been, bro? How you been feeling, man? You been alright?
Man, I've been all right. It's been tough and stressful. I got family on both sides, and then thinking about my kid, man. How am I going? I'm glad that he don't understand like what's going on right now, because I'm hoping by the time he can, things might be changed. But
Mm,
yeah, thinking about that too, man.
yeah,
Fatherhood.
man. That shit is. Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm sure having a kid, man, puts a little bit more stress on the shit, cause now you gotta
It
let.
does, it puts stress on like things I can do, where I can go. You know what I
Mm,
mean? I got to think twice about the type of reactions that I have now, because like my initial single reaction back when it was just me taking care of myself, my reaction might be a little more
aggressive.
aggressive. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But now I got to tone it down a notch, try to set good examples. So yeah, it's a challenge.
And how you been coping with this curfew? Cause I don't know anybody else out there that's listening, but we here in Phoenix, Arizona, man, and we've been on this fucking 8 o'clock curfew. Like, nigga, I haven't had an 8 o'clock curfew, nigga, since I was fucking 10, 11 years old. So how you been coping with that, getting around and doing shit?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I never had a curfew, so this is the first time
I
ever.
just say,
Even when I was young, it was just, hey, you be in when all the other kids go in. Like,
right?
I'm usually the last kid in, but no, this curfew thing. I mean, to be honest, it sucks, but to be real, it doesn't feel that real, simply because, like, yeah, I might not go out, or because usually at that time, if I am out, I'm grocery shopping, but all the
Mm,
stores are closed anyways.
mm,
So then it's like, other than that, I'm taking my kid on a walk. I can do that earlier, no big deal. But then, lastly, all of the police force is in the rich neighborhoods.
mm,
They're not around anywhere else. So
mm.
I can be out and past 8, and nobody's gonna see me. Nobody's gonna care.
Right.
So I don't
So,
feel it.
so do you think the curfew's kind of on just some bullshit, basically?
I mean, it is and it isn't. It is because it's just giving them a reason to pester you and give you something, to try and pull you over, or trying to say, hey, what are you doing? But with the reasons of being out, oh, you can be out if you're an essential worker, which I am.
Mm,
You can be out if you're taking care of family, which I do.
mm,
So if you're getting food. So there's reason that you can be out. So it's just like the lockdown. Yeah, it's there, but it's simply there to try to detest people from protesting and looting at that time, because freaks come out at night.
mm.
So 8 o'clock is nighttime. This is where people are starting to rally up to get stuff popping. That's why they put in that curfew, so that they can try to have a reason to or have something to charge on people that they find out that are trying to do these things. But it's not for the everyday person. So me walking my kid 9 o'clock at night in a stroller, they're not gonna pull me over like, hey, there's a curfew, get inside. Unless there's some stuff about to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless there's like a riot or something like. But no, in my neighborhood, I mean, I live right down the street from downtown Gilbert. People are peacefully protesting. So it's no big deal. So nah, it's like I said, just like our lockdown was nowhere near like New York's and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So
LA and shit for
it's
sure.
a lot more relaxed.
And so I'm like, so speaking of the riots and shit, bro, like, I know, like, me personally, like I said, with me with the riots, man, I feel both ways about the shit. Like, I feel bad for small business owners and shit that, you know what I mean, that are getting their shit looted and fucked with. You know what I mean? Like corporate shit, I really don't give a fuck. Like, oh, Target is like, it's a multi fucking, damn near probably a multi-billion-dollar fucking industry. Like you say, all these niggas is insured, all their shit is insured. But it's like I more care about like the small business owners and the people that don't have, you know, that money just to be able to open back up and
For
do the
sure.
shit. So in regards to that, I don't fuck with the looting and shit, but I'll be very clear. I understand the energy. You know what I
So,
mean? It's like,
but this the thing. What like I do. I understand the aggression. I understand the energy in the sense of, if y'all gonna kill ours, we gonna fuck shit up. And that comes a lot. I feel like that comes a lot more now from the younger generation because they've got that mentality like I can do what I want. But in a sense of like the small businesses, I do not agree with that whatsoever because just because a person has a business and they have a store, but what you see as a business doesn't mean that they're successful. You know
mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like the more that you have, the more cost that it has to upkeep, and then if they have employees, like these are people who are running people's livelihoods and sacrificing their own a lot of times and didn't know what it really took to have a business. So it's not that easy. Now, what I do feel because of all this looting and this rioting is that as small business owners, especially black business owners, they need to stand together and do like the Koreans did back, what was it, 92 with the looting back then? And all the Koreans got on the rooftops and was strapped up and was like, hey, y'all could do all y'all looting and stuff, but not over here. Did nothing in little Koreatown get messed with. That's what they need to do too. Use your Second Amendment. I think every black person in America should have a gun and holster.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
That's your Second Amendment. I think everybody should because that's the only time gun laws are going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Is okay. Now they're all out there legally with them, strapped up. I mean, and they paint a picture of a black person with a gun like it's something bad. You know how many white people I know that got 40 guns, 16 guns? Like that's just it's America.
Like
It's
my
not
nigga,
a black or white thing. It's America.
like my nigga Dave Chappelle said, he's like, this year is serious, and all black people should go out and register to get a firearm. Fuck that voting shit. Let's get a firearm out here. So motherfuckers will start taking you a little bit more serious with shit. And like you said, bro, like that shit like kind of makes me mad when I see people doing that shit to small business, especially black businesses. It's like, bro, what the fuck y'all doing? Like,
It's
why y'all
because
fucking up these black businesses and shit? Like, nah, leave that shit alone. If y'all are gonna, like I said, if y'all are gonna tear some shit up, let's tear some shit up. Let's go tear the police station up. Let's go tear the
exactly.
courts up. Let's go tear some federal buildings up. Let's go do some shit like that. Again, I'm gonna be very clear though on this podcast because again, I don't want the FBI or no bullshit on my shit. No, man, we're not encouraging people to go out here and commit crimes and do shit like that. But I do understand the energy, bro. You can't keep doing shit like this to a community. And on top of that, all these again, I hear from mostly from white people, so I'm just gonna say it. A lot of these white people are like, oh man, why don't you guys just, do what like Martin Luther King did and did. Like, first of all, again, y'all shot that nigga in the face. Let's be very clear. Like, same thing with Malcolm X. So all our black leaders that were trying to galvanize us and do shit together and trying to do shit peacefully, y'all fucking killed them. So now we have no leaders, we have nobody, so everybody just out here running rampant and doing wild shit, and then y'all looking like, oh, look at these fucking guys. It's like, nah, man, you got a bunch of young people that are young and old people that are upset and with no direction, man. And then when you do that, this is the type of energy you get. You get motherfuckers burning shit down, doing crazy shit, because it's like, yeah, y'all niggas, what else are we supposed to do, bro? Y'all ain't listening. Like, and y'all haven't been listening. And motherfuckers act like this George Floyd thing is the first time this has ever happened and this is black people's reaction. Like,
No,
no, bruh.
absolutely not. This has been going on forever. It's just now that everybody has a phone, it's easy to film. Now it's hard to get away from stuff because there's traffic cameras on every street light, even though they're not like the speed trap traffic cameras. There's still traffic cameras on like every street corner. There's people with phones everywhere you go, and more people are a lot willing to pull out their phone and get and actually record something than they are to actually help because them recording is them one getting views and then two that might just be they're not a confrontational type of person, and it takes a special type of person to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to be like, how come nobody jumped on Floyd or jumped on a cop when they was just watching Floyd get with the dude's knee on his back of his neck. And it's hard because it's like thinking about, like I said, me being in fatherhood, thinking about all the consequences that come with it and what I got to deal with afterwards. I don't know what everybody's situation was that was around, but getting it on camera at least helped in that situation. Because somebody should have, if I was a single dude, I would have gone over, pushed the cop off, like, bro, he can't breathe. Let that be it. Like, you already got him.
Mm-hmm.
And I can take a little charge like that because it's not something that's gonna really set me back. And in the end, it was just me saving somebody's life. I'll fight that in court. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But a lot of people are afraid of the court system because it's not built for us.
And also too, like I said, with the Black Panther Party, like that's what they were there for. And again, that's something that I wish we would bring back. Like I said, man, like yeah, okay, y'all gonna do y'all. You can conduct your shit. We're gonna sit, 15, 20 feet away, but we're gonna sit here with our fully automatic weapons. And if we feel like you're doing something that is unlawful, we are going to exercise our Second Amendment right, and we are going to kill you in the fucking street. And yes, and I am all for that energy. No, bro, you have a job. You're doing we know that police officers are needed, and we need you to do your job. But the extra shit, bro, we don't need that. And again, I feel like in the black community, we don't get a chance to, because our economics is fucked up. Because of course, of other things, and a lot of shit white people put into place to make those economics fucked up. But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, man, we don't have nothing set up to where we tell them, hey, bro, you police our neighborhood like this, and if you don't, something's gonna happen. That's why you don't see no shit like that happening in Jewish neighborhoods. You don't see shit like that happening in Chinatown because the motherfuckers is like, no, we have economic power. And if you come in, and yeah, you guys can police in our shit, but you're gonna police this way. And a lot of people, they're like Chinatown and shit. No, nigga, you get pulled over, you're gonna get pulled over by a Chinese motherfucking
Hmm.
police officer. Like, no, we recruit our people for our neighborhood, which I totally agree with. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I don't like when I see these white people or anybody policing in a neighborhood that you're totally unfamiliar with. You're unfamiliar with the people, how you should conduct yourself, how you should talk to these people. Like, yeah, bro, like, no, if you going to fucking, you going to the hood somewhere and then you going to fucking the suburbs, yeah, man, you talking to these people totally different. You know what I mean? The energy's different. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? You gotta understand, okay, I'm going in the hood. Niggas is looking at me like, yo, I don't like what the fuck are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like we don't really want you here. We gotta understand that, and y'all motherfuckers need to move with that because of what prior shit that's happened. Like no, we don't trust y'all motherfuckers, bruh.
But that's where it comes from, a deep heritage of hate, and the uniform itself festers that hate. When honestly, it's issues on both sides, like, and what police have to understand is when you enter that world, when you cross that road and you enter that hood, you know what I mean? They go by, it's a different country. They go by a different set of rules. But as those in the hood, some of those rules have to change, and that's where it really stems from because it's a deep hate that it
Mm-hmm.
comes from. And it's like this: if you get a cop, let's say you get a black cop, he goes in a neighborhood, everybody gonna shit on him and be like, no, I ain't telling you shit, you pig, you this and that and the third, because he's a cop now, he's in traded size, and that's how the neighborhood sees him.
Mm-hmm.
But and now him, as just imagine a dude being like a rookie and it's like his first time on the job, he trying to do right by the black community, and this is what he get hit with. He don't know how to take that, so the only people that got his back are those in the blue. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So then that's why their mindsets start to change in the sense of what their mindset was nah, because of how they see us, fuck them in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of that has to change because one, especially when it comes from a black cop, the way a black cop should definitely approach like a hood situation is, everybody shut the fuck up and listen to what I gotta say. I'm talking to this dude. Let's say the situation is, somebody shot at whoever the fuck,
Mm-hmm.
right? I know you can't give me the information on who this dude is. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. I know you can't snitch. That's not what I'm asking for. But what I need you to understand is this ain't about me being a cop. This ain't about you being black. This is you being a civilian. This is about you being like, you may not be my brother because we don't come from the same mom, but you my cousin in some form. You my family, and family don't kill family. So I don't give a fuck what other dirt you doing. You might be selling drugs, you might be doing all of that shit, but you doing that, you putting your life on the line for some other white dude that's getting paid, some rich white dude that's getting paid off all that shit. You know what I mean? You doing all the groundwork. I need to know who that dude is, because you, in the end, don't matter to them, because you replaceable. They're not replaceable. I need to find them. So, but what I need from you is to know which one of my family members is trying to hurt my own, because that's a traitor. Anybody that's trying to hurt family, that's trying to kill family, that's a traitor. Period. So it's not about whatever the fuck me being a pig, because you see me and you call me a pig. What kind of pig do you see though? You know what I mean? You don't see a white pig, you see a black pig. So the only way that the pig is gonna change is from inside out.
And that's a question I wanted to ask you, bro. Like, do you think like do you think with the black community, bro? Do you think that like when it comes to policing, do you feel like I feel both ways about this? First half of me is fuck the police. I'm gonna say that very clear. Yes, like the things that I've experienced in my lifetime has made me come to that conclusion. But on the other side, I'm like, damn, bro, it sucks that we do treat black police officers like that, because now nobody wants to do that, and now okay, nobody black wants to do this job, so now we're gonna go hire the white dude, and you know what type of shit the white dude on. So it's like, do you feel like it's kind of our duty now, a little, at least for our communities, to encourage black people to be cops, or do you think it's like nah? Because again, it's like I want that to happen more, because I want the system, like you said, we got to start changing the system from inside out too. So it's like, yeah, I feel like yes, if there were more black cops in more black areas, probably a lot of this shit would not happen. Even though there's a lot of you house niggas out there that, again, y'all Blue Lives Matter and all that shit too. It's a lot of you niggas out there, but I ain't talking about you fuck niggas. I'm talking about people that probably wouldn't ever think to be a cop, but now because they don't have that scrutiny from the black community, do you think that would improve the shit, or do you still think it would still have the same reputation, like always, like fuck these men?
I mean, it depends on who's behind the badge, because it's not a sense of black and white. It's good cop, bad cop, to be real, because you can have, because just like you were saying right there, house niggas. That's where a lot of that hate stems from. It's from field niggas and house niggas. So in the end, y'all niggas at the end. So it shouldn't have been no feud to begin with, but that hate, that type of hate from that get go is still here to this day. So the problem, you know what I mean, when you gotta understand is that everybody was trying to survive. First off, all the house niggas were house niggas because one, mastered and raped somebody and raised them up, and then or they was pretty, whatever the case may be. I just want somebody pretty in the house cleaning up shit. You know what I mean? So don't be mad at them, because black is beautiful in every shade. You know what I mean? You can't be mad at them for that. And then it got to the point to where once slavery was over, you know, some of the light-skinned blacks was trying to blend in with the whites because there was more fair complexion, because they wasn't getting as much of the hate as the dark-skins was, because they was trying to survive. Like, nobody feels like they have any type of power at that time. You know what I mean? We're free slaves. You know what I mean? Just trying to survive. Anybody in any shade and color could take a bottle to the head right now. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get through the day by day. It's crazy to think, to try to live with that type of fear every day. You know what I mean? But then to try to blame somebody for trying to survive, when like they're going through the same struggle you might be going through. They may not be targeted like you, but they still going through the same struggle. You know what I mean? I feel like that's wrong, and that's where everybody need to come together, because truth be told, you take a black crayon, you darker than me, you take a black crayon, neither one of us is black. You know what I mean? We all just different shades of brown. And that's the way that we need to come together, because that's what it is. We're a culture, so they need to understand our culture. Now, as far as the cop it would make more sense if the cop was a community cop, not necessarily, oh, you just take some random black dude, throw him in the hood, and everybody is like, who the fuck is this dude?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But if it's somebody that, like, I
high
grew
school
up
with this nigga. Like, I remember
even if
Fred
it's
or whoever the fuck.
but even if it's not somebody like that, if the cop is somebody that's unknown to the neighborhood, if he comes, introduces themselves, let everybody know, comes around, if he's patrolling the neighborhood, come by, play with the kids, you know what I mean? Little stuff like that. When people see you out in the neighborhood and you just a part of the community, that's what gives them that trust in you, you know what I'm saying? So then if 7 squad cars roll up, but you get out the car first, they like, hey, officer such and such, what's going on?
Exactly.
It's a different feel.
And you 100% right with that, bro. And I feel like that's one of the bigger problems, because I think you see this kind of more in small cities and small communities. You kind of have that, but like we live up here in Phoenix. It's the 5th largest city in the United States, and I can personally tell you that I live in a community. I'm outside all the time. All my neighbors know me. Really cool in the community. I live less than a mile away from a police station. I have cops drive by our neighborhood every day. I have never once. I've been living here for years. Never once have I had a police officer stop me and say, "Hey, how are you? I'm officer blah 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 blah. If you guys have any problem on these days, I'm working this beat, man. Just wanted to meet you, say hey." Never. And I feel like it goes into another problem. Like, you motherfuckers are so militarized, and again, you're all unapproachable, and your demeanor is aggressive. If a motherfucker pulls up, I got a gun, I got tasers and all types of shit. I'm in a car with a fucking ram thing on the front. I got blacked out windows. Nothing about my demeanor is saying, "Hey man, I'm approachable. I'm a community person. I want to talk." Like, no. And I feel like that should be also a part of police training. It's like, no, bro, it should be required that you know people in the neighborhood that you police. Because again, like you said, yeah, man, when I lived in Yuma, yeah, man, it was an officer. Shout out to Officer Fell in Yuma. I don't know if he's retired now or what, but this dude was an awesome officer, and he was anybody that grew up, in Yuma around that time, 2000s or whatever, y'all went to Gila Vista or certain schools, y'all know who this dude is because he was so approachable. Hey man, I'm just Officer Fell, man. Like, yeah, you guys need anything? Have conversations, talking to him about hoops, football. Knew his family. I knew he had a brother. It's like, okay, so like you said, so now when something used to happen, and Officer Fell would pull up, we would be like, hey man, this officer, hey, yeah man, this fucking that shit. And police officers don't understand, like, nigga, that makes your job now easier. Mm-hmm. Because now we don't feel, when something goes down in the neighborhood, we don't feel like, nigga, we snitching on somebody. Because this, like, nah, nigga, we fuck with the cops too. We don't, yeah, nigga, this nigga out here shooting people and robbing. We don't want this nigga in our neighborhood either. Yeah, Officer Fell, that nigga. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just like, I feel like that's more important, man. That they need to start doing that and having the police officers also be more part of the community instead of just coming in and policing motherfuckers on some like hostile territory type shit. Like, don't even feel, like I said, it doesn't even feel like, again, you're a community. It doesn't feel like you're here to protect and serve me at all. And so I wanted to ask you too, man. So what do you feel like is a resolution to like all this shit? Like, do you feel like there's something we need to do? Do you think violence is the answer? Do you think it's political? Do you think it's economic? Like, what do you think, bro?
See, this is the thing is, and I hate to say it, but the violence goes both ways, because we could talk till we blue in the face. People don't want to hear our voice, which is why more of us should band together. The biggest thing is that, look at how we need to start with our own communities and what we do within it, because look at how there's an Asian district everywhere you go. I literally watched the Asian district in Phoenix go from, I'm like, dang, look at all these Asian markets popping up, bam, 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 bam. I'm like, they really doing, and then all these Asian plazas, all Asian businesses, you know what I mean? They look out for each other. They build a district, they build a community. Yes, you're systematically put in a place, but you need to build that place from the ground up. But nobody ever taught us that, and it starts with the education. I feel like those that have made it, that made it out, they need to help educate. I'm not saying go out and give everybody no money. Absolutely not. You got to take care of yours, and if you did that, you be broke.
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm saying you need to go out there and educate people and show, and if you want to spend money or do charity, like build a center or build something in the community to help branch people out. Because Black Wall Street, if we spending all of our own money on all of our own businesses, that's how we come up. You know what I mean? That's first and foremost to give us that economic power. That's the only way we get it. That's why Atlanta's so big. You know what I mean? So we need to do that everywhere. But then on top of that, we need to get into the law enforcement, and we need to be part of the community. Those that are in the blue, they need to be part of the community, because that's how we start to break down those barriers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you got 10 cops that police one single neighborhood, but all of those 10 of those cops at some point in time need to be in civilian clothes, or even if they in a uniform, come holler at people. You know what I mean? Come let everybody know. Come get to throw a block party or a barbecue. Do whatever you got to do. Hey, block party, we got 10 new cops. We just want to feed everybody, introduce everybody, whatever the case may be. Be part of the community, because that's what your job is supposed to be. You're supposed to protect and serve the community. You know what I'm saying? So if you do something like that, it'll be easier to break down the barriers. And like I said, you need to understand the world because the world that we come from, it's a different language, it's a totally different feel, and it's different energy, like you said. So they need to understand that. And like you said, you come around and you come around for a situation. Hey, I understand you can't tell me this, that, and the third. Is everybody all right? You know what I mean? What can you tell me that happened? You approach it in that manner, man. I can tell you this, dog, because now y'all already broke that barrier, and you already know each other.
But if you come up with, all right, if you don't fucking tell me, you're gonna go to fucking jail. You're like, man, fuck this nigga, bro. I ain't telling you shit, nigga. Suck my dick, nigga. I ain't telling you nothing, because they come with that aggressive ass energy, so we match that. Like, nah, nigga, I ain't telling you shit.
Exactly.
And like you said, bro, and while we're saying all this, by the way, I just want to make it very clear that me and this man sitting here, bro, first of all, we both have experienced fucked up shit coming from the police, but also we have friends, we have family, very close family in the military and in the police department. And so before y'all motherfuckers start hitting us like, oh, y'all don't know, and it's our family. Like, yeah, nigga, we're talking about our family too. And that just shows y'all that shit don't make no motherfucking difference. Wrong is wrong. That could have been my goddamn family out there on that dude's neck, and I'd be like, lock their ass up. Because they don't give a fuck if you my family or not. Wrong is wrong, bro. And I'm tired of hearing motherfuckers trying to make excuses and, oh, well, he was a... I posted this shit yesterday, bro. It's this suck bitch that I'm not going to say her name on here, but you know who the fuck you are, because I posted this shit yesterday on my page. She posted some shit like, well, George Floyd was a criminal, so I don't give a fuck anyway. And it's like, what the fuck does that got to do with anything that was going on? Like, okay, was he a criminal that was the nigga a pedophile and y'all caught him at a school with a little kid around the corner and then you did that? Okay, then if that was the case, then I'd be like, all right, whatever the fuck happened to that nigga. But that obviously was not the motherfucking case. And just because somebody has a criminal record and the bitch that wrote that, it's like, bitch, so nobody in your family got a criminal record?
Oh, no, check it. Everybody, 90% of the U.S. is a criminal. I'm pretty sure you sped before.
Yes.
Criminal.
Yes.
A criminal is someone that's committed a crime. You ever sped, you broke the law, you committed a crime. You're a criminal.
And I hate how fucking dumb people are when they try to act like, we know what you're doing when you do that. You're saying this because now want to make it feel okay when we do kill you motherfuckers. It makes it feel all right because, oh, he's just a criminal. He had it coming. It's whatever. And the shit annoys the fuck out of me, man. And I don't understand people's stances on that, and especially people that call themselves my fucking friends. Like, if you out there, man, you white, Latino, whatever, even if you black, and you don't understand what the fuck is going on, man, please, like, I either think you're fucking retarded or you're not willing to hit somebody up to have an actual conversation and let you know from the other side how we feel about this shit. And we got a lot more to talk about, man. So please don't go no motherfucking where. We gotta go pay some bills real quick. We'll be right back with me and the homie Diamond talking more about this police brutality and shit, man. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. up, everybody? We are back here with the Homies Podcast. I got the homie here with me, Diamond Man. We in here talking about this police brutality and all this fuck shit that's been going on lately. Um, so we wanted to hop back into some of these questions where we left off at. So I wanted to ask you, bro, like, what do you think is the first plan of action for the black community? Um, for us to attack police brutality, what do you think is like the first thing black people or the black community should do for that?
The first thing black people should do to attack police brutality, um, one is know your laws, know your rights. Now the problem is that they infringe on those. So the second thing is every black person should have a registered weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because if everyone has a weapon now, things are kind of, you approach things. You should be approaching things a little more cautious, a little different.
Do you think that we will get approached more violently, or do you think people will approach us with more respect?
It depends on the situation because now, if you pull somebody out and you got so many people, it's kind of like how the Black Panthers did it. You know what I mean? They had their registered firearms, but they were just policing them, watching you.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to police the police.
Mm-hmm. And
So
that shit, and that was, it's funny. That was my next question. I was like, do you think that we should have something in place to police the police?
absolutely, because what you also have to understand is that policemen are people.
Mm-hmm.
They're people. They come from different struggles. They're people. So you never know if the cop that you're talking to now might have been, you know, a little weakling back in the day, got picked on and all this stuff, and it developed a different mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So now he got himself, worked out a little bit. Now he got a badge on and got some authority and some power. Now I'm gonna abuse that power and show out, puff my chest out.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on who's on the badge. There's good cops, there's bad cops. We need to police the bad cops.
And just by the way, for all cops that do that, that's straight little dick energy, by the way. Y'all niggas got little meats out there, cuz if you were fucking getting some butt cheeks, cuz you probably wouldn't be so fucking aggressive, bro. So go get you some pussy, nigga, and stop fucking tripping. And that's just, I'm sorry, that was just like a little sidebar and shit. I know that shit ain't got nothing to really do with shit. But, and the next thing I really wanted to touch on, bro, was with this stupid ass Blue Lives Matters. I'm gonna go first with this because I've been just thinking about this. First of all, for all the people and all the homies and anybody I know out there that fucks with this movement, I think you're fucking retarded. And I'm gonna explain to you why I think you're fucking retarded. First of all, the whole start of it was a slap in the face to the Black Lives Matter movement. And it's so crazy that, like my man Michael Chase said on his stand-up, that Black Lives Matters is a fucking controversial statement. That right there just shows how weak-spirited fucking white people are. That I could say that Black Lives is like, is that really a thing that's controversial? That we can say Black Lives Matter is like, what's the next lowest thing? What, we exist? Can we say that? Can we say Black Lives exist? I think that should be fair. Like, what the fuck? Yes, man, we matter. And again, we're not saying that anybody else does not matter. But no, bro, we're the ones getting brutalized. We're the ones that have been oppressed. We're the ones that are getting fucked up by the police on a daily basis. So yes, our lives, yes, we are speaking up about our shit. But again, we're not saying, and when we say police brutality, dumbasses, that covers everybody. We just don't want us to just stop beating up and killing black people. No, I don't want you to beat up any fucking U.S. citizen. Whether you black, white, Mexican, Asian, whatever. No, nigga, that shit is wrong no matter who you talking about. And then on top of that, man, this Blue Lives Matter shit, how the fuck can y'all compare a life to an occupation? That's a fucking job. Guess what? When you're a cop, you do your 8 to 10 hour shift, 12-hour shift, wherever the fuck you doing. Guess what? You could go home and take that motherfucking uniform off. And nobody would know that you're a fucking cop. But guess what? Hey, cuz can you check out of your blackness after this? Is after you done, you like, hey man, hey, I done worked my 4 hours of black today, so I'm just gonna, I'm gonna turn back to, old white man. I'm good. I'm tired of this black. No, we can't
Nah,
fucking do that.
they can on Family Guy.
But you can't do that shit in real life, bro. So and that shit annoys the fuck out of me, and people don't act like they don't understand how disrespectful that is to the movement of the Black Lives Matter movement. And also, again, blue lives again, man. First of all, blue life ain't a thing. Again, that's an occupation and a suit that you could take off at any time, and also something that you sign up for. You sign up for this shit. It's like, do y'all feel bad for UFC fighters when they step in the ring and they get knocked the fuck out? No. Because you're like, damn, homie knew what he was doing when he stepped in that octagon. He knew the risk that was involved in doing this shit. It's just like with me playing football. When people talk about the CTE shit, I'm like, I think that shit is stupid. Like, yeah, man, I know it's a problem, but are y'all fucking retarded? We're playing a sport, bro, where we run into motherfuckers full speed, nigga, head to head. Yes, that is going to create brain trauma. And I knew that playing football. That's why I stopped playing. It's like, yes, and if y'all feel like you can't do this job or you think it's too hard or too dangerous, don't fucking do it. Don't be doing a job, bro, and then want somebody to feel sad for because you signed up for a dangerous job. Yes, and we know it's dangerous, and that's why I conduct myself a certain way when I'm around police officers, because I know you do a dangerous job, and I don't want you to feel threatened in no way, so I conduct myself in a certain way. But I've had police officers again abuse their power with me when I'm being calm. I have no criminal record, none of that shit. Had no reason to do that, but they do the shit anyway. So again, with that Blue Lives Matter shit, y'all can miss me with that shit, bro. Again, that is just a slap in the face, and that is another white way to try to shut down and tone out again black people speaking up for black issues. And I'm tired of that shit, bro. And all my fucking fake ass white friends that be like, "Oh yeah, man. Well, I just got a fucking family. Yeah, I got family that do that shit too, bro. What the fuck does that mean? Like, yes, I can have family do something and still look at a situation and be like, yeah, that's fucked up still. Like, why can't y'all do the same thing? Okay, yeah, your dad is a police officer, but yeah, can you still look at this situation and be like, well, that police officer did this shit in the wrong way? Like, what's up with that, man? And what do you think about the situation, man? The whole Blue Lives Matter shit.
Yeah, I mean, cause that's what it buckles down to. Like at the beginning, like we said, it's a good cop versus bad cop thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this Blue Lives Matter, it's not. It's really like you said, a slap in the face to Black lives because it's the Blue lives that's imposing that threat on Black lives to begin with. But it doesn't mean that all these cops out here need to be getting shot and dying out here in these streets either. You know what I mean? Because that's not what we want. That's the whole point of us saying that these cops need to be a part of the community because it shouldn't be a blue or black thing. It should be like this whole all lives matter movement. That's saying it's the same thing as the blue lives. It's just a slap in the face. Yes, all lives matter, but not all lives are
Being affected.
being threatened. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's not all lives that are in jeopardy. It's just those black lives. So it really needs to start. It definitely needs to start with the community, with the people, everybody coming together. Yeah, they're doing it for this protest and these riot reasons, but it needs to be on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Like, when was the last time you actually seen a block party? Like, that used to be a thing back
Right.
in the day. Often
Right.
block parties, but you don't see those type of things anymore. So we need more community events. We need more things because now everything's corporate run a capitalized country where everybody's just trying to get rich and make money,
Mhm.
but nobody's trying to build up the next generation. You know what I mean? Or nobody's trying to build up the community, and
Right.
that's where it stems from. But and it also stems from a lot of that, a lot of the old hate that we talked about, like house niggas and stuff. Because if somebody's actually doing good, a lot of black folks start to hate on it, and
Mhm.
that's not the approach we need to go about it. Because we need to be proud of that. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the rap game that I don't like, and I don't agree with their music. I don't listen to, but I still appreciate what they doing because they making money, and I want every black person making money
Yeah,
no
you
matter
ain't
what you're
robbing
doing.
nobody. You
You
ain't
know what I
killing niggas.
mean?
You there to
Exactly.
make
You
money.
doing it, and yeah, I don't like what you rapping about. I don't like your flow or whatever, but still, you getting your paper, and I appreciate that.
And because you've been around and you've been in neighborhoods where you see the alternative to that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man,
Exactly.
this nigga can either be rapping and trying to sell me CDs, or this gonna be the and I need to buy. That's why every time I see somebody on the street doing something, I'll buy that shit. Even though I'll probably check your fucking CD, I'm not gonna listen to it, but I do that cause it's like, yeah, this same nigga that you like, nigga, fuck that nigga CD. Yeah, that might be the same nigga to try to rob you next week, bro. Like, yeah, like get this nigga another way out. He's trying to obviously do some positive shit. Like, yeah, support the shit. Like, even though again you don't like fully necessarily fuck with it, you gotta
Hmm.
repost it and play it for all your friends. But let niggas know, like, yeah, man, I fuck with that energy. I'd rather you doing that than running up in niggas' houses, bro.
And I think that's how I think that's like the mentality that the police force should kind of approach a lot of situations. But it's because the way that they're trained too is, their life is always on the line, so they're always tense, especially in certain situations where it's like, if you watching a training video, your training video, when it starts talking about a hostile situation where guns might be involved, it's gonna show, some thug, some black dude being a thug or whatever, being a gangster, and that's still gonna be the only training video. But when you start to see about meth heads and the drug addicts, then it's gonna show the white folks. Okay, when it's a white person, I just need to be worried about them being sporadic by being on drugs. But when it's a black person, I need to be worried about violence. That's how they're trained. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like that's what's gonna be on your training videos.
Mm-hmm.
So that type of stuff needs to change because it's literally just what they're like the mentality that's put upon them, because you take these regular people and now you're manipulating them into a world that, hey, you guys are going to be introduced into a world that a lot of people don't see. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? A lot of people don't see the trap world. A lot of people don't see a lot of this violence and people dying and getting shot at and stuff like that. Like I could I probably got 800 people on my friends list, and 800 or 795 of them never been shot at. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So they don't know that realm. So then when they're introduced to that realm, now their tensions are high because, yeah, they thought they knew what they was getting into, but they really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But now that they're in it, this is their livelihood, the benefits and everything that comes with it. All right, I need to feed my family now. They're just always tense. You know what I mean? But if they were more of part of the community, then that can relieve a lot of that tension and therefore create, better situations. But it's true. I mean, like that movie that was so powerful, The Hate You Give,
Mm-hmm.
like that's why that one part was so powerful, was when homegirl was like talking to Common, because that's her uncle, and she was like, so if a white dude get out of Mercedes in a business suit, you gonna draw your gun on him, or you gonna draw your gun on the black dude that's getting out in the hoodie? He said, I'm gonna draw my gun on the black dude in the hoodie. And him being black saying that was saying like, man, I put on that blue suit too, and I know what come at me. So that's their perception of like what it is. So we got to change in our community first and foremost, and that's gonna do the trickle effect, because if we change in our community and we stand with our community, and we start to invest in our community, then we get that power. You know what I
Because,
mean?
and I tell people straight up, hey, bro, I don't give a fuck if white people, if they fuck with us or not, because fuck that. And it's like, we know they don't respect us, obviously. Like I said, the way this country moves, these protests, like the fact that it's even protests for this shit is crazy. That people have to go out and protest and say, hey, if you're a fucking unarmed American and you're a cop, don't fucking kill us. If we're not doing anything, like, why the fuck is that even a protest worth? There's like it has to be said because, like you said, the mentality of how they go at shit, and even I saw this shit the other day. It's like, yeah, nigga, it takes 1,500 hours to become a goddamn barber. It only takes 850 hours to become a cop. Like that's retarded. And even when like my cousin that used to be a police officer, she tells me all the time. She's like, yeah, like we spend a lot of our time doing like gun training and shit like that. It's like, yeah, how much time did y'all spend doing de-escalating situations?
Psychology.
Yeah, like talking to people, hand to hand combat. How often do you guys try? But it's like, yeah, man, you got these people that are pussy that probably ain't never been in a fight in their real life. Then they get in a little tussle. First thing they do, I'm gonna bring the gun out. I'm gonna boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna shoot, or I'm gonna do something that's deadly force. And it's like I said with the George Floyd shit. It's like that shit was like it's uncalled for, dog. Like that's again that's some little dick pussy energy. Like, okay, man, okay, you done got it's like niggas that be in fights with people, bro. And it's the niggas that be like kicking niggas in the head after they knocked them out. It's like, all right, bro, did that nigga like rape your mama or something? Like, if not, if I knock you out, fight over.
Yeah, it's over.
I got you, bro. The fight's over. You down on the ground. I'm good. You're no longer a threat to me. I don't need to kick you in the head, do all that extra shit because now I might fucking kill you. It's not that serious. But it's like, hey, bro, you won. Okay? Even if he was tussling or whatever, okay, you have him on the ground. And if he is as dangerous as you saying he is, it's more of a reason why you should get his ass in the squad car because now you got all these civilians around that could potentially get hurt. Fucking put him in the squad car, dog. He has his hands behind his back. It's like, bro, I'm not a police officer. But, bruh, you would have to be a power-lifted, strong, I eat weights type of nigga for me to have a gun, a baton, a taser, and handcuffs and pepper spray, and I got you handcuffed on the ground already. You're no longer a threat to me, bruh. Like, no. Like, and if I got the homie there, too? No. There's no problem with that. But again, motherfuckers making it seem like, well, I was still under threat from my like, bro, if you're still under threat, then obviously you are not prepared or you are not fit for this fucking job. And like my nigga Chris Rock said, bro, there are some jobs, I am sorry, you cannot have bad apples, bro. And I'm tired of hearing like, hey man, there's some people just there's some bad. Fuck that. All you motherfuckers are bad. Because again, if it was that many good cops, then where the fuck are you motherfuckers at where all these so-called bad cops are doing this fuck shit? When do you step up? Like I saw the other day, I saw a black female officer, this white dude pushed a protester. And a black female officer was like, what the fuck you doing? She tripped on him. And I can see how all the other officers looked at her like, bitch, like, what the fuck? But it's like, yes, if we had more police officers like her, guess what? Probably a lot of fuck shit would not happen. Yes, where are y'all at? Where y'all say something instead of trying to fucking cover up the cameras and getting people back so they can't catch anything on camera? How about you stop your homie for choking out a motherfucker for no reason? All right, bro, hey, you got that? Like, nigga, even if my nigga Diamond right here was fighting somebody, and I know this nigga, my nigga Diamond mopping this nigga, okay, it's going to be a point where I'll be like, all right, hey, Diamond, hey, get off the nigga, bro. Come on now. You got it, come on. Because I know he turned up. This nigga on red. He like, no, I might kill this nigga because I'm on turned up. Okay, now it's my job as the homie to be like, all right, bro, that's enough. Get up off the nigga. It's like, okay, bro, like, and that's how you can tell niggas ain't never been in fights. You ain't never been in a situation where you had to do. I've been in a situation I had to do that. Like, hey, bro, all right, that's enough. All right, you doing too much. It's like,
absolutely.
So next question with this, bro, is like, so how do you feel about a lot of white people that are in power right now that are staying quiet? Like for example, people like we can use NFL for an example, like your Tom Brady's and your Aaron Rodgers and these people that have these mega voices and they could make a huge difference, but they're just not saying anything. Like how does that make you feel?
Honestly, it doesn't really make me feel any type of way with them because like I can understand that to them it's not their fight. Mm-hmm. Their kids aren't threatened. Mm-hmm. Their neighborhoods aren't threatened. They've never had to deal with that. Mm-hmm. It's not. They feel it's not their fight. It's not their. They've never experienced any of that, so they don't have anything to say. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they can say it's wrong, but what is that? Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, it's nothing. So just saying that it's wrong doesn't mean that there's gonna be that's gonna make a change. That doesn't mean that it's gonna spark anybody to do anything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're celebrities, but that's just all that they are. They don't mean anything to like. They mean a lot to the normal people, but they don't mean anything to the people that matter. Yeah. So to the people that matter, they're like, you're just entertainment to the rest of these people that we don't really care about. Mm-hmm. So as far as them keeping their mouth shut, it just is what it is. It's more so like, you see people like Nick Cannon out there like protesting and stuff, but he's there at every time something pops off. But in the end, how much can he do? He's doing what he can for sure. He does a lot for the black community, and that's why I say shout out to Nick Cannon.
Shout out to Nick Cannon.
Because I do appreciate everything that you do, and I love you, brother. But that's one man trying to do all he can, but he can't do it by himself.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, how powerful could what if all the white this I'm just using this as an example. What if all the white quarterbacks in the NFL just got together and said, "Hey, we gonna do something. We gonna march. We gonna put up money. We gonna do something." How I feel like that would just be mad powerful. And for me personally, I do agree with what you're saying. Like yeah, bro. Like I don't. That's not the life I live. But I look at people like a Aaron Rodgers, people like a Tom Brady. It's like, yeah, nigga, you got rich and famous off of black people. Yeah, when you throw that football, what color motherfucker is catching it? To keep you from getting fucked up, what color of person is blocking for you? Who? Yeah, so I'm looking like, yeah, motherfucker. Yes, you do have an obligation to say something because these same people that you like, oh, it's not my problem. Yeah, bro. A lot of these people, especially when it comes to football, it's like a lot of these people come from fucked up areas.
Oh yeah. Oh
Man, a lot
yeah.
of these
That's
people,
their way out.
yeah, a lot of these people, like, bro, like, how can you call yourself my homie? Like all the people that are getting the Drew Brees and getting his defense. I'm looking like Drew, you're not young, bro. If you're a rookie, like the niggas that just came, you 18, 19, you say that shit. I'd be like, all right, you a little young nigga, you don't know no better.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Brees, you're a grown ass motherfucking man, dog. No, I don't think that what you said that you're apologizing for it, that you really feel that way. No, I feel like when you're in
No.
the privacy of your home, you feel like exactly what you said the fucking first time. But now you seen the PR back from what you said, and now it's all man, let me
Exactly.
apologize. And it's all black. You get the fuck out of here, Drew
And the
Brees.
biggest thing is like his first issue was I don't respect anybody that disrespects the flag when it's like then you feel you don't see the whole problem because it's not about the fucking flag.
Like gives a
It's
fuck about a flag.
And this is the other problem that people don't this is the other problem that people don't realize, especially white folks. And like I said, I got a lot of white friends, and I got white people in my family. I got a white sister, I love her, and I got a white G pop. You know what I mean? So the thing is, what people don't understand is that when it comes to what we deal with, and it's like everything is systematic, even sports. I think that is new. That is the new modern slavery. You know what I mean? Yeah, think about it. Back in the day when the Mandingo wrestlers, like, yeah, they got treated real good. They had the women, they got the expensive stuff, they got the food and stuff like that because they was making them money. You know what I mean?
Way more money
Than
than what we're giving you motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when y'all watch these players, like Steph Curry, he's making $200 million through 5 years. It's like, yeah, what do you think that white owner
Mm-hmm.
is making off of him to be able to give him $200 million?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, nigga, I'm making $1 billion off you, so yeah, I'll give you $200 million.
Shoot. And the thing is, dog, and it's like what people don't understand is that when it comes to our heritage, like when you're a black American, like they call us African Americans. But if you pull up every flag in Africa, what flag do we wave? I don't fucking know. I don't know what tribe flag I'm supposed to be waving. The only flag that I got in my history is this American flag. You know what I mean? So if I'm supposed to be waving that shit, I want to be able to stand by it. I got a brother in the Navy. I got a military family. Like I'm all about the country if it's supposed to be what it's supposed to be for, the land of free and the home of the brave. Now that we free and we no longer slaves, it needs to be that way. You know what I mean? I want to stand behind my American flag, but I can't rep that when it's not for me.
And I know exactly the historical background that goes behind that shit. And that's why I hate, again, all my white friends that are like, if you disrespect the flag, then you can just get the fuck out of here. And it's like, shut the fuck up, bro. Not everybody has the same fucking experience as you, bro. That flag isn't looked at the same way. Yes, if I'm an Indian, do you look at the flag the same way as a white person? Probably not. If you're black, oh yeah, you guys just got the right to vote 55 years ago. Nigga, my mom is 60 and she ain't got a gray hair on her head, nigga. Like, my mom was around when black people couldn't vote. But niggas make it seem like, oh, that was something like so long ago. And it was, get the fuck out of here. No, it was not as long ago as y'all people think it is, man. And again, you want us to rep for a country that just gave us rights 55 years ago, but still treat us to the day like we second class citizens. Fuck that flag, bruh. I'll wipe my ass with that fucking flag and I'll piss on it. And for anybody that say, "Oh, you can suck my dick too," like, yes, and that's the type of energy I'm coming with this morning, y'all, because I'm so tired of talking about this shit, bro. And I'm so tired of hearing I'm from North Carolina, bro. I've been hearing about racist shit my whole life, and it gets on my fucking nerves that we're in 2020. Well, all the other issues that we got going on in the world, we still gotta deal with this shit because I like, bro, I probably fuck with the same shit you fuck with. We got our families. We want to be safe. We want all the same shit. But just because I got a different hue of color than you, nigga, you want to treat me different? That's the most retarded shit ever, bro. It just is. Like, and anybody that's still down with that shit, like, either you need to get the fuck out of here as well, or nigga, you shoot these motherfuckers. I don't know what the answer is, really. I really don't know. Like, what do you do with these motherfuckers, bro? And it sucks. And for all you white people out there that don't think you're racist, yeah, just because you don't call people nigger and you don't spit on people and you don't do no crazy shit doesn't mean you're not racist. Cause I talk to a lot of my white friends, bro, that they tell me shit and I'm like, hey, bro, you know that's racist as fuck, right? And this is coming from a person that's not sensitive when it comes to that shit. I grew up, nigga, with KKK rallies down the street from me. No, niggas, if you tell me a fucking black joke, I'm not gonna be like, oh, fuck that. Like, no, nigga, is the joke funny? Like, yeah, I'll listen to it. But it's like, yo, at the same time, a lot of you motherfuckers, bro, think you're like, oh, a part or helping the problem. And it's like, nah, man, you guys are a part of the problem. And again, if you think you're not, sit down, talk to one of your real black friends, not one of the black friends that you see at work, or also too, if you're a fucking boss of some of these black people and then you ask them a question, don't sit down with these motherfuckers either, because of course they're like, nigga, this nigga signed my checks. No, I'm not gonna say no crazy shit. Yeah, man, whatever you think. Yeah, whatever. All lives matter. Yeah, cool. And then you go home like, man, fuck that nigga. I'm not gonna say anything because I ain't trying to lose my job. No, talk to somebody that has nothing to lose and talk to a black person that actually has historical history and they know what the fuck they talking about. Ask them how they feel, man. How do they feel about this situation? And they'll probably be real with you and let you know, like, yo, man, this shit is fucked up. But again, nobody gives a fuck, man. And like I said, it's just sad, bro. And I was wanted to say with you, do you think like the social media and the mass media, do you think that they're helping the situation or do you think they're hurting the situation?
Mass media is hurting the situation.
Totally
Social
agree.
media is in the middle. It's neutral. Social media has done both. It's helped and harmed because when it comes to social media, more people can flood it. You know what I mean? You can flood it with the type of information or the narrative that you want. But when it comes to like mainstream media, that's already controlled. So it is what it is. It's just on TV, and they're only going to show the riots, the crazy stuff. They want to show what gets views, what gets ratings. Chaos gets ratings.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about money. So mainstream media is a business at the end of the day. They
Mm-hmm.
need to make bread. How they gonna make bread? Show the chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Now social media will let you know kind of the ins and outs and what's all going on and some of the details behind that what you don't see on mainstream media, like seeing people getting bust in for looting and stuff that don't live in those areas. You know what I mean? Seeing cops that are encouraging and showing white folks how to spray paint and tear up businesses and stuff like that. Like because of you get to see that type of stuff, and you get to see some of the good outside of all of this chaos because the mainstream's never gonna show you that. So that's where social media does do the good part. Now I do think that with all this stuff that I do like the fact that the protesters have been fighting off the looters.
Mm-hmm.
That's been real good because those the looters aren't helping the cause. I understand some of the riots and the energy, like we said before, and why y'all feel that way, but you just need to direct it in the right areas. If you're talking about trying to destroy a building, it needs to be a building that's causing the oppression, not a freaking
A building
a
that you
small,
shop at.
you know what I mean, a small business, and not trying to look for a come up. Like, stop trying to get stop trying to look for a come up off somebody else's struggle because that's exactly but that's what we're taught from the white dude. So that's where it comes from. So everything is deep. It's a deep rooted hate that needs to change before we can actually move forward. But we also need to start bringing everybody up and investing in ourselves, and that's gonna be the beginning, because that's once we get that power, then
It's gonna
then
be
we're in
hard to
control.
stop, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, man, and I'm sorry, white people, all my white friends and everybody out there. You know I love y'all, man. But again, this is this is everybody's problem, but this is a problem that white people started. Yes, man. Look at all the legislators. Look at all the people, senators. Look at all the judges. Look at all the DAs. Look at all the prosecutors all around the country. What color of hue are these people? Yes, man. They are white people, bro. So, yes, white people, you need to stand the fuck up and say something because, again, unarmed citizens are getting killed. And I look at everybody like, yo, what if that was your brother? What if that was your sister? What if that was your mama? George Floyd, yeah, nigga, what if that was your dad, nigga? You would have some different type of you would want some fucking sympathy from somebody like, oh, this isn't right. No, nigga, yeah, it's not right now. Say something now before it is somebody in your fucking family. And then you start crying like, oh, we want, and then everybody, now black people go like, fuck y'all. We don't care. Where the fuck was y'all sympathy at when the shit was happening to us? It wasn't there. So have that same energy and same sympathy. And for all my white people and all my Mexican, all my Asian people, everybody of any other color black that's been out here helping, I love you. I love you from the bottom of my heart, man. I super appreciate that shit because you don't have to be out there doing that shit, but you are. Because you understand that this shit is fucked up and it's been going on for too long. And I'm glad that y'all out there doing something to try to make a difference, man, in a positive way. So over at the Homies Podcast, man, we appreciate that shit, bro. And before we get out of here today, man, is there anything else you want to tell the people? Any closing words or anything you want to say to the people, bro?
No, man. Just like you said, I appreciate and love everybody of all races that's out there being positive. Speaking of which, if you do live out in the Phoenix area, downtown Gilbert, a lot of people are peacefully protesting. No riots, no looting, just peacefully protesting while everybody's driving by. So I encourage you at least go over there, check it out, show some support. Other than that, man, I appreciate everybody for coming in, viewing us, tuning in. Other than that, man, I'm all good.
Okay. Well, yeah, man. Again, we appreciate y'all again, man, for stopping into the Homies Podcast and listening to us, man. And I'm hoping, man, that, we'll start having some more uplifting shit to talk about, man. Because I know y'all, man, for 2020, this shit has just been, it's COVID, and then this shit is just, there's always some negative shit going down, man. So hopefully we'll be hitting y'all with a little bit more positive shows, man. And like I said, we love y'all out here at the Homies Podcast. Y'all be safe. Take care of your community. Love your neighbor, man, whether they black, white, just like you will love your family. And again, bro, I appreciate everybody out there that's protesting and that's doing this shit because it means a lot. Being a black man in this country, that shit means a lot to me, bro, to the bottom of my heart. I appreciate y'all. And we will see y'all again here again next week on the Homies Podcast. And if you haven't, please go hit that subscribe button. And again, we love y'all, and we'll see y'all back here again next week. Peace.